Hey you guys, it's Crystal from the Abundantly Blessed Homestead. Today I'm going to talk about my history with the Weston A Price Foundation, how I got started. I'm going to give you guys some resources to help you get started in incorporating this Wise Traditions diet into your lifestyle. And we're going to talk about 3 easy steps that will get you started on your road to health. So stick around. Okay, so we're going to start with a brief history about Weston A Price. So Weston A Price was a dentist in the early 1900s who decided to travel the world to see why indigenous people had such great oral health. He had been a dentist for several years and had started to notice that people didn't have enough room in their mouths for their teeth, and also they had tons of cavities. So anyway, he traveled the world and he actually wrote a book about his findings. And in that book, he talked about what the indigenous people ate and how he noticed that as these indigenous people, these tribes started moving closer to trade routes or into the towns, and they had access to processed foods and white flour, white sugar, that they started getting horrible tooth decay, and within a few generations, their teeth could no longer fit in their mouth. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and look up Weston A Price's book. Some other really good information. I'm so glad you found your horse. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I have 5 kids, and so things can kind of get a little chaotic sometimes. Right now we're inside my kitchen where a lot of the magic happens. We put out cooking videos throughout the week about how to incorporate Wise Traditions recommendations into a normal diet with a normal family. And every Tuesday night at 5:15 Central Time, we have a live cooking class where we take those same principles and we incorporate them into an easy, nourishing meal for your family. So if you like that idea, please subscribe to this channel. But that is your forewarning. I do have 5 children, so we will have interruptions. Back to it. So some more resources for you to look into Weston Price. You can go to their website, which is www.westonaprice.org. There is so much information on there, you guys. They have links, the ABCs of nutrition. They have Ask a Doctor, where you can look up your specific diagnosis and get ideas on how to start healing yourself. There's just tons of information on there. There are also podcasts on their website that they put out. I think it's 1 podcast every week with a new topic. Okay, so their podcasts can be found on their website, and like I said, they put one out about once a week. We have a choo-choo train happening over here, don't we, William? Yeah, we do. Okay, so a brief history of how I got started on Weston Price. Now, I was not raised Weston A Price. I was not raised on whole nourishing foods. I was raised on Hamburger Helper and processed foods. I didn't even really know how to cook. So it wasn't until I got married and a widower who had lost his wife taught me how to cook Rachel Ray. And at that point in time, I didn't even know what a garlic was. That was like one of the first things that he showed me was a garlic clove, and I had no idea what a garlic clove was. So I've come a very long way, but I'm saying all of that to try and encourage you guys that no matter where you are, if you're still eating Hamburger Helper, there's hope for you. You can learn these skills and you can nourish your family. Do not limit yourself by your past or even what you were taught in your childhood. Just because your mama didn't teach you how to cook does not mean you can't learn. Do not limit yourself by your past. So that's where I came from. So I continued Rachel Ray for a while. I liked her meals because they were 30-minute meals. But then I got pregnant and had my baby and found out she had many food allergies. And so basically that led me into the health food section because we had to eliminate a ton of food from her diet. And in the health food section is then where I got introduced to Weston A Price. And once I found out that there was a possibility to achieve health through selection of the foods that you were eating I was totally in love with that idea. And once I was introduced to, actually coconut oil was my first thing that I was introduced to. And one of my friends was handing me packets of information on coconut oil and the benefits of these type of fats. Some of the benefits that were in there was reduction of your risk of heart disease, and heart disease runs in my family. I had a long list of other things that it was also helpful for, that these diseases run in my family. And so all of a sudden it opened that door of we could have health. I could stop the progression of these diseases within my family and even prevent my children from getting them just by doing a diet change. So that's how I got started. And so that is why I created this channel, is because I want to be able to show everyone who's new to the Wise Traditions, or maybe you've been Wise Traditions for a long time, that you can cook meals, you can properly prepare meals, and it doesn't have to be hard. I find that a lot of times when people buy this amazing cookbook, Nourishing Traditions by Sally Fallon Morell, there's a ton of information in here, and this is a must-have resource. But it also has a lot of good recipes in there, don't get me wrong. But if you're used to eating processed food, the recipes in here are going to seem kind of foreign. There are some really good easy recipes, but you're not going to find like macaroni and cheese alternatives or casserole, a lot of casserole alternatives. And so basically I learned how to cook out of here, and then I've taken the knowledge from this book and the Weston A Price website and all of my research and funneled it into some of my old recipes and new recipes that are amazingly good. There's just so many options of recipes out there, and it's kind of fun to be able to make them more nourishing for your family. So that is why I started this channel. Every Tuesday night we have, at 5:15 Central Time, I do a live cooking show that makes a meal with you. And usually a few days before, I put out a video telling you the ingredients and telling you kind of what you need to do to prepare whatever we're going to be making. And so everything will be properly prepared, and we'll make the meal together on Tuesday nights. I also put out several other videos throughout the week on varying topics, from fermenting to just easy breakfast ideas and how to make your own mayonnaise, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's why I have a passion for this channel. So that all being said, let's get to my 3 recommendations. I'm not going to say they're easy. I guess I said they're easy in the beginning, but sometimes this might not be easy for people. So 3 steps to start incorporating Wise Traditions recommendations into your diet today. My number 1, which is where I started, which was replacing the processed food in your home. So if you have things like cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, anything that comes in a box, that's going to be a very, very, very first step. And in fact, my first step was learning to make my own homemade cream of mushroom and cream of chicken soup, because a lot of the recipes that I personally was making were calling for those little canned processed junk. So if you can learn how to make those, that's a very, very, very good first step, and it's not hard to make it. In fact, I will be making some videos soon on exactly how to make that. The second step, in my opinion, for me, was to swap out fats. So I was using a lot of things like margarine, we had Crisco inside the house, vegetable oils. So to swap all of those out, because those are polysaturated fats, and so when those are exposed to heat, moisture, or oxygen, they become rancid or oxidized, and that's bad for your body. And so to swap all of those out, and you're going to swap them out with things like real butter, lard, tallow, coconut oil, those sort of things. That's a big step, and that I would say is step number 2. Step number 3 would be the removal of what I call the 3 deadly sins, which is white sugar, white flour, white salt. That is a big step for most people. Removing the white in your life. And the reason why you want to remove those 3 deadly sins is because those are all processed ingredients. Flour does not start out as white bleached flour. Salt does not start out as white salt. It has color to it. Even sea salt has a tint of gray to it. It is not completely white. So you're going to be switching out like your table salt for sea salt, pink Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt, Real Salt is a good brand to buy. Those are all really, really good choices and will get you stepping down the road towards a better health situation for yourself. Let's see, white flour, white sugar. So white sugar, we would swap that out for either raw cane sugar or what's called rapadura or succinate. Basically, it is the entire sugar, I don't want to say grain, but granule, instead of it being processed, because what white sugar is they take that granule and they remove the color out of it so it's white. And the problem with that is in that color are so many nutrients for your body to be able to handle the sugar portion of the molecule. And what ends up happening is your body can't handle the sugar. And so it needs what God put on there in order to process the entire thing. So that is why it is important to have colored sugar as well, if you're going to eat sugar. In our family, I've taken that a step further because we've had a lot of friends that have had cancer. We have actually taken it a step further and eliminated actual sugar itself and switched over to natural sweeteners like honey and maple syrup only. So a lot of my videos will say sugar-free, and that is in the sense of no more sugar granules. We have switched over to honey and maple syrup. I have a ton of videos on this channel about how to make goodies and treats and breakfasts and muffins and all sorts of stuff just using honey and maple syrup and no more sugar. So anyway, those are my top 3. If you are interested in more videos like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try and do some more beginner videos for Weston A Price as far as what you can do, easy steps to incorporate, and of course, I'm still going to be putting out cooking videos, so if you need more ideas on what to feed your family, if you're just starting and you have no idea what to make for southwest tonight, I'm actually having a cooking class tonight. It is Tuesday. I will see you tonight at 5:15. We're going to be making Southwest navy bean soup, I think is what it is. So super good, okay? Then I have 5 kids. All the recipes I make are obviously kid approved. We're going to be doing a whole bunch more videos on things like meal planning and how to save money buying Nourishing Traditions type foods, all of that sort of thing. So if you like that, please stick around and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'd love to see this channel grow and have more exposure to the Weston A Price community. So if you have a friend that is into this and could benefit from my videos, share my channel with them. That'd be great. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.